Welcome back. Now it's time for the discussion segment, and as you know, today is Friday, so we have something interesting and entertaining for you. We have here with us MC and event Compare. He is a master of ceremony, of course, MC, and he goes by the name Omolayo Akinbinu, popularly known as MC Succulent. I'm sure you know, immediately I mentioned the name, some people are like, oh, MC Succulent, that MC, that amazing MC. I know, I'm sure there are so many people that are watching us right now, and you know, of course, knowing having a face to the name. So we'll be talking about event management, the role of masters of ceremonies. Welcome to the show today, MC Succulent.
Thank you very much. Welcome. So good to be here.
Yes. So how are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
I love your attire. You gave us a complete show. That's beautiful. I'm sure you want to rep the Yoruba tribe today.
Yes, I just well, let me say I'm repping my profession.
Okay.
This is one of the things that marks a good master of ceremony. Anyway, you just must dress well wherever
events you're going to.
Wherever, just dress well. Even if it's events. Immediately you become a master of ceremonies, you are in the spotlight. So even in your not so event kind of outing, you just must look good.
Good, exactly, because the way you are dressed is the same way you'll be addressed.
You'll be addressed. Thank you very much.
So I want to ask, do you dress in native attire every time you go for an event?
Well, professionally, you are to know the kind of event you want to go to. If you are going for a dinner, well, a lot of events in our in our nation have no dress code. A lot of events.
Exactly.
But right now we are seeing a change in that, a shift in that mentality that, okay, there should be dress code for different kind of event. So we have, if you are going for a dinner, you know you have to go there looking corporate.
Very true.
If you are going for a traditional wedding, of course, you have to be in your traditional attire. And being corporate is not just putting on a suit.
Exactly.
So you just, if you are wearing a native attire, make sure it is complete. You have your dress and the cap. That is a complete corporate native attire. So I think that informs a lot of people's dressing. The type of events you are going to informs how you dress.
How you dress.
Okay, and sorry, like you said the type of events you go to, it determines the kind of attire that you wear. So now, are there also different templates you use for different events, or you just go with the flow?
Well, it is not advisable to just go with the flow. In your research, during the consultation stage, when you're talking to the client or the planner or the project manager or the event manager, wherever, whatever conversations you're having at that time will inform you how you will dress. Sometimes you can even be direct. Tell them, how do you want me to look? So that you don't overdress, underdress, or, well, it's better to overdress, but you just dress to match the kind of event you're going to.
Okay, so before we move on to other questions, I want to ask about your experience. How's your experience been like in the MCing world? Has it been like easy? So we just give us the good, bad, and ugly side.
Well, no journey is sweet, but I don't like to dwell too much on how bad it has been. It has been an interesting journey. Started 2013 as a student. I was doing majorly student shows. I was hosting student events, and later I moved into weddings and social events, all kind of social events. But I focused on weddings. It has not been smooth, but I've been progressing. Every year, different improvement. I spent a lot to improve myself. I buy books, I watch videos, I listen to the big people in the industry, to improve myself. So it has been, let me call it sweet in all, because I'm doing what I love.
You love, exactly.
Yes, I'm doing what I love. If you wake me up from the sleep, to come and handle an event, I'm going to wake up immediately and from 0 to 100%,
your energy
immediately.
And, exactly, you know, that's one thing about, you know, being an MC. Your energy always has to be very high, because many people would like literally flow or take out from your energy or whatever.
That is one of the roles of an MC in an event. You have to come into that event with a higher energy than any other person. So if you are coming into an event and the energy over 10, the energy is around 5, you have to be there with at least 7, at least. So you bring the people up to that 7. Inadvertently, the energy can rise again, but you must not go below. You must not even have the same energy of the room. You have to raise the energy. That's one of the roles of an MC in an event.
Like Grace said, she said you have to raise the
energy of the guest.
Has there been any time whereby you are trying to engage the audience and they are not responding? How do you do that?
Yes, it happens a lot of time. It happens a lot of times.
Is it during weddings or maybe during maybe burial?
Any kind of event. Well, in funerals, especially the reception aspect, you don't. The mood is lighter already. People are there to eat. I don't think someone will be in a reception except you are too busy. You will not want to eat, and if you can eat, then you can also have other kind of fun. So, well, I do something anytime I enter an event hall. I do an audience analysis.
Okay.
I throw a little bit of, I have a conversation with the audience, try to talk to people. The first few moments of an event will tell me what this event or what the audience, what they want. Of course, you have a brief that you've been given by the client or the planner about your mode of engagement with the audience. But at some point, people are there to look at you. People are there to see you.
Yeah,
so a lot of people have expectations. They don't know the discussions you have. So I try to balance things. Do the will of the client, then also make sure I am giving the audience what they want. So it happens most of the time. Many times you go to an event and you hear the MC is boring, the MC is boring. Sometimes it's not just that the MC is boring. The MC has been given a brief that, okay, I don't want jokes, I don't want, just go straight to the point, call the program. We don't want to waste our time, we just want to leave. And that MC is following it to
line by line.
So that's the reason why I do audience analysis in a case where I will fulfill the wish of the client, which is very paramount, then also give the audience something to take home.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So on that, let's go back to the basics. That's events management. Many people, I'm sure, they're like, oh, an event planner is different from, of course, the MC. They are two different things. Yes. And you see many people, most times you see, okay, let me bring it from the point of maybe a decorator and maybe a baker and all that. You see a baker who is also the event decorator, who is also the event planner. And I imagine how well that single person can handle all of the roles or duties together. So, I want you to come from the point of, first, what is event management, and are they two separate? Can you as an MC also plan an event? Because you see, like I said earlier, you see that event decorators, maybe the caterer of the event is also the one planning the event. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I also want to know, as an MC, can you also plan an event?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I know a few MCs that are also event planners. From your experience in handling events, knowing the kind of things, from the face value, you enter into an event hall and you are already analyzing, well, in this MC business, there is a standard. When you get into a hall, you know the kind of things that sells you, that improves you, that when you put it out there, a lot of people will say, okay, this is wonderful. Yeah. So from that angle, an MC can plan events, because the MC knows the MC, a good MC, of course, will be up to date with a lot of things that makes an event successful. An MC, especially in the area of vendors.
Yeah,
an MC can get you good vendors that will make your event fun. Just like an event planner would do.
Very true.
So if you a successful event planner is an event planner that can bring people together and ensure they deliver the brief, the objectives of the client. So an MC, from the point of view of looking at a hall and dissecting everything, in experience, when I get into a hall, I know who is doing the job well and who is not doing the job well. Or I know, sometimes I go into a hall and say, these clients, they have money, they have spent a lot of money and we are not seeing it. I say it sometimes. So from that angle, a lot of MCs can handle event planning. But we want to, the event planning market industry is big, it's huge. Big, a lot of people, we have upcoming event planners that, so going into the two may not be feasible unless you have a market for both.
Okay, now still on, you know, the aspect of the MC and relation with the vendors.
Okay.
Do you have to come together? Should there be a synergy between the MC and the vendors, or you guys have different duties from each other?
If that is one of the things that contributes to the success of an event, how vendors relate with each other. Well, some vendors only need to relate with the audience. Yeah, the caterer, they are from the planner or the clients, just serve food to the audience. If they do their job well, without even talking to the MC at all, they've done their job. But when it comes to the decorator, the baker, the live band, special effects, photographer, videographer, there is need for synergy among everyone. These people I've mentioned, and even more. That is the ones those are the ones I can bring out from the top of my head. A successful event is one that the live band, especially live band, the entertainment aspect, live band, DJ, MC, there needs to be a relationship between them. Not like you just have to bring three of them, maybe they are brothers or they are friends, just bring the three of them together. No. That's the reason why I go to an event early. One of the duties of an MC is to go to your event early, relate with the people you don't know. If you are working with them for the very first time, I go there, greet them, try to build a relationship with them, not because you want something from them, but so that there will be freedom to relate. Then no one will no one will come against the other person
or try to
just build a relationship. Relationship helps in the sense that as an MC, you want to tell this, you want to do the next thing on the program, the live band is singing or the DJ is playing, DJ bring it down, live band, thank you very much. That helps.
And you know, there's this particular situation in events that the live band is, you know, playing and singing and dancing just because they want to collect more money, you know, the spraying of the money. And the MC is like, okay, live band, bring it down, it's okay, let's do other things. And they're like, no, they still continue. How do you undo, you know, issues like that in an event?
That is one of the issues that we still deal with today. And it is not the fault of either the planner or the MC. First thing is, a lot of people are unprofessional. Professional live bands, I have worked with a lot of them. Once you tell them, this is from the vendors meeting set up by the planner or the client, you already know what to expect. A professional planner, a professional live band will attend the vendors meeting. So when they tell you there is a timeline of events.
Yeah, exactly.
Given the timeline of events, you have to do your things within the timeline given. So if anything is going beyond that, a professional live band, without even the MC, though the MC is there to caution, to control and everything, the MC is like the live wire of everything. But also, the live band might be the one supplying the instruments, the sounds and everything, in control of the instruments. So sometimes you just have to be diplomatic in the way you handle a lot of people. When I meet such live bands in an event, I try to be diplomatic, because of course you cannot start fighting. Or you want to fulfill the command of the couple or the planner. You just must find a way to tell the live band to, you know, obey. It happened. I would like to share a story. I don't know if we are still with the within time. There was a particular live band I was working with. They've been playing for a while. So we wanted to have the vote of thanks, because the guests were already, in fact, half of the guests were already out of the event. So the couple wanted to leave the hall to prepare for the after party. So they wanted the music to stop so that they can give the vote of thanks. We told the live band to stop. It did not stop. I think it's a military live band, so a lot of people were very careful but I went to them, I told them, sirs, this thing, we are here for the couple. Irrespective of your military rank, if these people did not call you here, you will not be here. This is not your concert. It is not a music show. It is a wedding. So we have to fulfill their wish. And that is the best way to handle things. Just be very
calm and civil.
And sometimes you need to be firm. Please bring it down. That's the reason why in events we used to tell our planners, now give the MC authority. If you are calling live band, calling other vendors that work with the MC, you need to let them know that the MC is the one carrying out the mind of the couple. So when the MC says, bring this down, we want to do this now, other people, they are already in tune that this is the controller of the event. Because the MC is not acting based on himself, he's acting on behalf of the client.
Okay, like you said every event has a timeline.
Yes.
So have there been any time whereby you probably run behind schedule, or probably you are using more time, and how do you handle that?
Time management is key in events. You don't, if the brief is we have 2 hours, the kind of MC I am, we spend 1 hour 45 minutes. And I'm not saying I will talk for 1 hour 45 minutes. Within whatever we have in that program, I will try to put everything within my power. If it's not that the couple went to change and they are taking a lot of time, that is not the MC's fault. And even at that time, the MC will have to engage the audience or call the live band to play, or the DJ, whichever the case is. So there are times where we've gone beyond time, and I have never done anything beyond my role. Whatever I do beyond, it is for the purpose of fulfilling the brief of the client. It is like doing more than you are paid for. That is also one of the qualities that will set you apart from others. We have to use, if they say we have to use 2 hours, I have used just 15 minutes in an event.
Wow.
The event had traditional wedding and traditional, then they went to church, and or many cases traditional nikah and the reception. Would have done the traditional maybe 10 to around 1, then they start another program. We've started a wedding reception around 5 p.m.
Wow.
And they said whatever they want to do now, the guests want to dance with the couple and they want to leave. So you can't do much. So once the couple were called into the hall, cut I just went straight to the cutting of the cake
and that was it. You know, situations like this, don't you think that do you feel that you've not done well, for situations like this?
Of course. When I don't have a time to, because I used to call myself, I bring fun to events. I love a fun wedding. In fact, if the audience and the couple, the friends don't have fun, I feel I have had a bad event, even if it is the brief of the couple. Because how do you sell yourself? How do you tell people you can do this?
Yes.
Because people want fun in events. Of course, a lot of events, a lot of people, if you're in a corporate setting now, because in a corporate event, people don't expect to dance or to laugh in an event. It's straight to the business and you're out of there. So in corporate events, if you do your stuff, yes, you've done fantastically well in a corporate event. But in social events, people are there to have fun. So if I go to an event and they don't have fun, just because someone said, okay, it is straight to this, straight to this, straight to this, I don't go happy. Even if I'm paid beyond what I normally charge. Money in itself is not the major thing that make me happy in events. It is going there, doing a good job, because when you do a good job, someone is there looking at you that will want that kind of a thing in their event.
Yeah, it's just like showcasing yourself.
Yes. But life is dynamic. A lot of people, you can go there, do an event in 15 minutes, and someone in the hall will say, I like the way he ended the event in time. He knew the time was up and he finished the program within time. I want that kind of a person in my event. So it is dynamic. A lot of people want different things. So I'm not the type to be rigid about how I want an event or a successful event. God knows a successful event for everybody. But in all, I prefer to go to an event and make the people have fun.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now let's talk about the financial aspect of being an MC in Nigeria. Is that skill well paying for you? You have the experience for over how many years now? Over say 9 years now.
Yes.
So is it high paying? Is it a high paying skill to have?
It's a beautiful skill to have. This business can take you places. This business can turn you into a multi-millionaire. Just focusing on it alone can, if you learn financial management, you can enjoy this life for the rest of your life. It's a lucrative business. Many of us won't be in the business if it is not rewarding. It is financially rewarding, but it takes progress, consistency, and being good at what you do. A lot of people earn 7 figures doing this job, and you don't know them. You may not see them on Instagram. You may not see them on Twitter or on social media. But they are good at what they do. They are not even comedians. That is a different case entirely. So this business, once you are good at what you do, you are bound to earn well.
Earn well and just hit it big.
Yes, you are bound to earn well. 5 figures, 6 figures is a process.
Yes.
At some point you earn in 5 figures. At some point you earn 6 figures. Then you get to the ultimate and start earning 7 figures. And at some point you can earn 8.
Or even in foreign currency.
In foreign currency. I know MCs that they are not funny, but they are good at making people have fun in events. They are not comedians. And they travel every time. So someone, last December, someone was busy for 21 days out of 31 days.
Wow.
And the minimum he charges is 500,000 naira.
Amazing.
Minimum. And he was busy for 21 days out of 31 days. So if let's say let's calculate the minimum times 21 days. That is an annual salary of some people.
Exactly, very true.
So it is lucrative. Just know what you do, be good at it, and be consistent.
Be consistent.
And of course, sell yourself.
Exactly. That's the major thing. I also have questions, but we are actually out of time.
Out of time,
yes,
okay.
We're really out of time. So thank you so much for your time. I'm very curious, and maybe I'll ask that after, after wrapping up here. Okay. I want to know, how did you come about MC Succulent? But all right, let's leave that and then we'll ask after the show. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you very much for your time. We'll go on a short break to be right back, and we'll continue with Daybreak Africa. Just stay with us.